What's going on, Giants fans? Back at it here with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to break down yet another New York Football Giants draft prospect that I think a lot of people have their eyes on, potentially at pick number 25 and in the first round. But first, folks, before I dive into that prospect, I want to remind you all to please come check us out at all of our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. And a quick shout out to our lovely sponsor, as always, BetUS. If you like the sports bet, BetUS is the place to go. You can sign up with our promo code below at JOIN125. Get a 125% sign-up bonus when you sign up, where you can bet on the go, anywhere, anytime, straight from your mobile device. That's BetUS, where the game begins. Make sure to get all your sports betting. You can bet on the number one overall pick as well of this year's draft. And let's get into the prospect. USC wide receiver Jordan Addison. And I love this prospect. He is my favorite wide receiver in this class. He played his first 2 seasons with the Pittsburgh Panthers. So he did play with Kenny Pickett. He was his number one target, frankly, last season. And then he transferred to USC with Lincoln Riley when he took the head coaching job there in 2022. Addison, primed as a player who has an excellent work ethic and leads by example. Sounds like a great fit psychologically wise. In 2022 with USC, he had 59 catches for 875 yards and 8 touchdowns, catching balls from Caleb Williams all season long. He was a first-team all Pac-12 selection. Missed 3 games due to injury, though. Those numbers probably would have been higher if he was healthy. And yeah, I really do think he might be the best wide receiver in this class. I think either him or Quentin Johnston, one of those two would be my top 2 picks. I also like Zay Flowers a lot, but Jordan Addison, he fits the bill. He's 5'11". He is a little bit thin, 173 pounds, but I mean, I'll tell you, in 2021, when he played with Kenny Pickett, his stat line was phenomenal. He was the nation's top wide receiver, first team All-ACC, 17 touchdown catches, nearly 1,600 yards, and 100 receptions flat. And then his freshman campaign, he wasn't bad either. He had 60 catches for 4 touchdowns. Blazing fast speed. He did run a 4.49 40-yard, which is not the fastest for a wide receiver, not the slowest either, but he is a speedster who can work confidently at all 3 levels of the field, which is why I like him a lot. His footwork helps him defeat coverage, which is important in the NFL. He's really good at creating separation. He's able to run those more complex routes, and he's very slippery after the catch. So he has a lot of yak yardage to his resume. He also has punt return experience in his first 3 seasons. Only 2 touchdown receptions in his last 7 collegiate games. He's not very strong and physical. The NFL comparison here is Tyler Lockett. Don't know if I entirely agree with that, but that's how PFF feels. He did have a top 30 with the Giants, and when interviewed by local reporters, he was saying, yep, the Giants were pretty much one of the first teams that reached out to him with interest. But the problem here is I think 25 is too low. I think the Giants need to trade up if they're going to get this guy, unless receivers aren't as heavily valued in this draft class. I think Addison should be, in my personal opinion, the second receiver off the board. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think he'll wind up going after Johnston, after Smith and Jigba, potentially even after Zay Flowers. I mean, we'll have to see. It depends who's picking, what the team needs are, and which receivers they like. But I like Jordan Addison a lot. Top 30 visit with the Giants, and his best 3 team fits are the Giants, the Bills, and the Ravens. The Ravens pick before us. The Bills pick 2 picks after us. And there's no surprise there. The Bills and the Giants are interested in a lot of the same players. Now, let's get into our film breakdown of Jordan Addison. I'm very excited to get into this film breakdown. Spent a lot of time on this one. There's some highlights from Pittsburgh. There's a few from USC as well. I mean, playing with 2 phenomenal college QBs in Kenny Pickett and then Caleb Williams this past season. So first and foremost here, this play, this is the first touchdown of the game against Rice. They're in Rice territory. You'll see Jordan Addison. He's lined up on the left to the slot. He's going out, breaking for a route here, catches the pass from Pickett. Now, he catches the pass about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Two blockers in front of him do an excellent job picking up, boom, boom, and there's the speed. He gets by, and now this shouldn't happen here. He should be tackled inside the 30-yard line. But he's very slippery after the catch, as I mentioned, and his vision just is able to cause the defender to over anticipate this. He does a little stutter step, boom, breaks that tackle. 13 comes in and whiffs. And now he uses his speed to get away from the pack here, a couple linebackers. So his athleticism and his speed are ultimately what lead to this touchdown. Again, there's no reason why he should have scored on that play, but he did because he's Jordan Addison. And here's another look at it. You see the blocks, perfect. There's the speed. There comes the athleticism, making guys miss, and then we're back to the speed. I mean, it's a combination of three different things there that you love to have: good vision, good acceleration, and really, really quickness. Really, really good quickness. So this second play, this is a bomb he caught against Stanford. Again, here you'll see he's lined up to the left side. Does a little bit of a double move here. So you can see he kind of will start at the very beginning of the route. We can identify that Stanford's defense. They have 2 down linemen, 2 edge rushers. So 4-man front, pair of linebackers. So they're running a 4-2-5 nickel defense. And again, nobody marks him. They're playing soft zone on Jordan Addison. This is unacceptable. So he cuts in, flashes back out. Number 0 has a huge problem. Can you bring him down? No. And again, he didn't really use his speed on this play. He used his quickness and his IQ. Let me just stop. 0 completely runs past him. He's very hard to tackle. And he plays a lot bigger than 5'11". So really excited that he was able to make that play there for the Panthers. Now, this next play, this is also with Pittsburgh. This is the backup quarterback. This is a sideline catch against UCLA. We'll take a look at this here. So, again, he makes the catch in some traffic, right? Gets the first down. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders around him. There's no way he gets out of this, right? Wrong. Look at what he does. Now, personally, as an NFL fan, I am not a big fan when receivers do this. I would rather him go forward and just get the extra yards because this is not always a guarantee. I mean, just look at him go. Phenomenal athleticism, and you see him moving down the field with ease. I mean, this is just unacceptable defense from the Spartans. But again, Jordan Addison is a guy that runs with a mission. That's why he's one of the top wide receivers in this year's draft. Here's another look at it. His eyes move with his feet, which is something that you can't really teach. And that's what's very impressive about that. So those are the last of his Pittsburgh highlights. Next up, we have 3 more against USC. I believe this is a screen catch that turned into a touchdown against New Hampshire. So he's lined up here on the bottom part of the screen. It's 3rd down and 3. Cuts in, cuts back out. Nicely done. Creates the separation. Next play. I really like this catch here too as well. This is, I believe this one might be against Stanford. Yes, you know what it was? I did the Pittsburgh highlights first, and then I did the USC highlights last. And I had them listed out of order on the spreadsheet. That's what threw me off. So here's the bomb, and you could just see Caleb Williams' eyes the whole time. He knows he's going to Jordan. I mean, you could just see once he plants his feet, he knows he's going deep here. And Addison burns a safety, and you can't bring him down. I would say poor routine tackling there. Addison's very, very hard and slippery to bring down. You need more than one guy to bring this guy down. He's basically like a video game type of receiver. He's basically a juke stick. And this last play is against UCLA here. We'll see an up the sideline catch. Here he is. He actually starts out in the backfield next to Caleb Williams. So you can use him in a lot of different ways. And Brian Dable would love this in his offense with Mike Kafka. He just outruns everybody. So basically, the guy who lines up as your running back on this play just runs a streak to the end zone and scores a beautiful touchdown. So you could use him in a variety of different ways. He fits in a lot of different offensive packages. And with the way the Giants run their offense, I think a guy like Jordan Addison or Zay Flowers would fit best. But ultimately, I would love to see Jordan Addison get drafted by the New York Football Giants. And for some odd reason, I think it's going to happen. The Giants might trade up a few picks to get Jordan Addison in this year's draft. I could definitely see them going in a different direction, not hinging up for a receiver in the first round, waiting for round 2 or 3 potentially to grab one, which I would not be opposed to either. But if Addison's there, and if you bring him in for a top 30, you got to go get this guy. Folks, appreciate you all watching this film breakdown here on Jordan Addison. Quick reminder, if you're new, to check us out on all of our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Big Blue Avenue. Appreciate all the support. And without further ado, let's go Big Blue.